Hey, welcome. We're about to tune in to a sound you've probably heard 1,000 times, but maybe never really listened to. We're going to explore the secret world of wind chimes, and I promise you, it's so much more than just noise.
So let me ask you, when you hear that gentle clinking, that deep resonance carried on a breeze, what do you think of? A quiet garden, maybe? A lazy afternoon on the porch? A specific memory? Whatever it is, just hold on to that thought.
Because here's the thing. What seems like this simple, random melody is actually the result of some very specific, intentional choices. Choices in design, in material, and in purpose.
Yeah, the world of wind chimes is way more fascinating than you'd think.
All right, let's dive in.
Okay, first stop on our tour, understanding how the shape actually creates the sound. The physical form of a chime is really the first key to unlocking its unique voice.
So generally, wind chimes fall into about 5 main categories. You've got your classic tubular and bell chimes, right? But then you have the powerful single-note gong chimes, the more artistic decorative ones, and even chimes made to celebrate a moment or remember someone. And each one of these shapes, it creates a totally different sound.
Just to show you how dramatic the difference can be, let's look at these two. On one hand, you have tubular chimes. Think of those clear, bright, almost shimmering sounds you hear in a garden. Then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you've got gong chimes. These create a deep, powerful, resonant tone. A single, profound sound that you can almost feel. See? Two shapes, two completely different worlds of sound.
So shape is a huge deal, but it's really only half the story. Let's move on, because the stuff a chime is actually made from, the material, that's what truly gives it its voice.
You can pretty much group these voices into 3 families. First up, you have metals, like aluminum and brass. They give us those bright, clear tones that just seem to hang in the air forever. Then you've got wood and bamboo, which create a much softer, earthier sound, kind of like a gentle, mellow clatter. And finally, there's glass and shell. They're the ones that make those really delicate, high-pitched tinkling sounds, almost like tiny bells.
And this quote right here, it really gets to the heart of why all this matters. Because of all this variety in shape and material, wind chimes become so much more than just pretty objects. They're this amazing blend of musical instrument and cultural artifact, each one telling its own story.
Which brings us to the big question. Why? Why do we hang these things up in the first place? Well, their purpose goes way beyond a simple melody. It touches on the spiritual, the therapeutic, and even the commemorative.
Just look at this range. In many Eastern cultures, chimes were serious spiritual tools used to ward off evil spirits or welcome good fortune. Fast forward to today, and we see them used in architecture to create a certain vibe, in wellness centers to help us relax, and as these deeply personal memorials to remember someone or celebrate a big moment. The bottom line is, their job is incredibly varied.
Okay, let's put this all together. This last comparison is going to help lock in the distinct personalities of the chimes we've been talking about, connecting their shape, their material, and their purpose all in one spot.
This table is a fantastic little cheat sheet. You can see the connections so clearly. Tubular chimes with their resonant metal tones are just perfect for a garden. Bell chimes give you that light, tinkling sound that's often used for festive or spiritual reasons right at an entrance. The deep, rumbling resonance of gong chimes, ideal for a meditation room. And of course, the decorative chimes, made of glass or shells, are all about gentle sound and artistic flair, perfect for a balcony.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that wind chimes are this beautiful intersection of physics, art, and culture. They're a deliberate blend of sound, symbolism, and design. And the best way to understand them is to look at their form, their material, and their purpose.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. The next time you hear the wind moving through a set of chimes, are you going to hear just noise, or are you now going to hear a story? A story about its shape, its material, and its whole reason for being there.